everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two wide receivers will be looking to be #1 targets on the field in today's game. It's Hilton's Colts going up against Macklin's Chiefs. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. As we get set here, Charles, we talk about wide receivers. Larry mentioned it in the open, but that's a big spot to look at here in this one.
I think you identified it perfectly because these guys have such an impact on the game nowadays because they throw the ball more than ever. And whether they're throwing it short, medium, or long, can they snatch it out of the air and create even extra yardage with run after catch?
Here's the punter now, Pat McAfee, to get this one started. And we are underway from Arrowhead. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So here come the Chiefs for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former #1 overall pick, also the former Utah Ute. It's Alex Smith.
And when people believe in you, it is amazing what you can accomplish. Many thought Alex Smith's career was pretty much over in San Francisco, but that new regime came in, and he resurrected his career in a big way. Took San Francisco to the NFC Championship game before moving on to Kansas City and playing really well for the Chiefs, too.
On the ground, it's the first carry here for Jamal Charles. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
Holding offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Charles, the lone setback. And they'll give it to him here. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First-level defensive line, second-level linebackers, third-level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first-level run, and it was stopped by a second-level player.
Here's Smith now on second down. Quick slant. That's caught by the veteran Macklin. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. Charles on the slant. You always need good ball placement. They got it there.
Brandon, the quarterback, put it in the exact perfect spot, right to the upfield shoulder of the receiver, and he used his body to keep the defender away.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. A shotgun snap for Smith. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. On 4th down, on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Back deep for the Colts is Quan Bray. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. So we've reached the end of a fairly even first quarter of play. 0-0 our score, and we're back to Arrowhead after this. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2 as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. They'll try and start the drive here with Gore. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. A sea of Chiefs jerseys in there that time to make the stop.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
On 2nd down, here's Locke. And incomplete. His tight end, Dwayne Allen, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Locke. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton, nobody to beat. Touchdown, Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton, 77 yards. And the Colts are in for 6. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. It took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
Now Adam Vinatieri for the point after. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And a look here at the Colts defense. They were able to force that 3 and out. That led to a touchdown. Defenses obviously love 3 and outs. They want more of that.
They created a very short and not too sweet stint for the offense by getting them off the field that fast, but it set up their own offense, gave them a little spark, and they took it downfield and scored.
Now the question, can they do it again? Let's see. On 1st down, it's Smith. Catch here, left side, Thomas. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. On 2nd down, here's Smith. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Play fake for Charles. Now Smith. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And now they're in the hurry-up. They go play action here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. From the 50, it's Smith. Finding time. Under pressure, they got him again.
Holding offense. The penalty is declined.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Third down, the Colts beefing up the secondary. 6 defensive backs in the game. Out of the gun, Smith. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. And fourth down coming up.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. Both teams have played a clean first half and that there are no turnovers to this point. That being the case, it's no surprise that we have a very close game at halftime. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Midway through the second quarter, T.Y. Hilton making the grab in traffic. And this two-play drive goes for a TD. That takes the lead up to 7. Chiefs lined up at the 43. Walden's going to push his way to the QB here. This will go for a loss of 7. Continuing on the drive to once again sack the QB. This will go for a loss of 7. So that'll do it from Orlando. Let's get back out to Arrowhead as we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Quan Bray now to return this football. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. They'll come out in the pistol. The third quarter starts with a run by Gore. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped.
False start, offense. Still second down.
Gore back there as the lone setback. He'll get the football here. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Throwing on third down, Luck. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Third down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Here's Pat McAfee now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Here's Thomas. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. Now the Colts defensive unit trots back out there. A big reason why this defense is pitching a shutout. They have been bringing the lumber.
And think about how they've been playing and putting themselves in a position to do it. Fundamentally sound, covering all the gaps, whether we call it run fits when it's the running game, making sure they're locking down on the pass receivers, and that puts them in a position to be aggressive when they tackle.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll start the drive with Jamal Charles. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. To throw is Smith. He's got time in the pocket. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard. They trail as we start quarter number 4. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 1st and 10, Smith. And this is complete on the comebacker. It's Macklin. 19 yards that time for number 19. And quickly they get to the line. Back to throw. It's complete to Chris Conley. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. It's a pickup of 19. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Fresh set of downs here. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. He's back to throw. Out to the right here to Wilson. Oh, no, he lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on. And that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yep, the opportunity squashed. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They have the lead, still a one-possession game, but the defense got to stop. They've got the football now, just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all the defense is counting on from their offense. They did their job in a big way. You know they're over on the sidelines now starting to take their tape off and, hey, we've done this thing. The offense has to put it away, and that means ball security.
Absolutely. Stranger things have happened. Gore back there is the lone setback. He's going to get the football. And he'll get this. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Second down following the run. On the draw, luck gives to Gore. And he'll take this. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. A couple of Chiefs there to bring him down. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Third down and 5. They'll run. This is Robert Turbin. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Pat McAfee now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. We get a glance at the Colts defense as they work their way back on the field. And they have been so strong all game long. They just need to show up here one final time, Charles.
And this isn't a spot where they're going to run out onto the field, look at each other and say, okay, can we hold on? They've been strong all game, as you talked about.
Yes, you got some confidence.
Confidence. They're thinking, let's just go out there and shut them down 1, 2, 3 and get out of here. That's how they feel right now.
Hey, move 45. Move 45.
He'll look to throw. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Back to throw. Catch made right side by Wilson. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. One receiver left, 3 to the right. They'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And the spike comes now with just under 40 ticks left. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And on 3rd down, the Colts have added an extra defensive back.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Now it's Smith. And this is going to be incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. And it's now 4th and 3. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. And this is caught. He hits Macklin. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And they're down to 17 seconds now here after the spike. And on 2nd and 10 now. They send Thomas out to the right by himself. Back to throw. Looking for someone to throw to. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
Hey, move 45.
He's back to throw. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
And that touchdown means a decision has to be made. Do they kick the PAT and tie it up, or do they go for 2 and try and win it right now?
So now this will be, in all likelihood, to Fort. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. So now this will be, in all likelihood, to force overtime. And he has got it. So barring something crazy on the kickoff, we're looking at an extra period to decide this one. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. Dante Moncrief now here on the return. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. First down, it's good. And he is going to be stopped here at the line of scrimmage, and time is going to expire in this football game. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Nothing between these two teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Alex Smith and company heading back out there now. And after a rough start, as we take a peek at the numbers, he's going in the right direction now.
So often when you see a game start the way we saw this one start for him, you just wonder if he's got a chance to bring it back at all, and that's exactly what he's done. Love seeing that happen simply because you know a guy has struggled, and now he's found a way to make things better. That's pretty good stuff right there.
Hey, ready!
Smith on first down. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Second down now after the pass completion.
Hey, ready!
Smith now to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Hey, over!
Here's the option going right. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. This is brought in at the 21. A strong running. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done. Now part 2. Gore back there is the lone setback. And they'll give it to him here. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Now Luck with his first throw of OT. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that will be their 3rd and final in this overtime session. And as they talk it over, we take a break. We'll be right back. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. Eight yards still remaining here on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Well, how about this? The very, very rare tie that we just witnessed. Hard to believe.
You don't see it very often. A bonus period of football, yet both teams go home a little bit unsatisfied.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Kansas City, so long, everybody.